Today we're going to be talking about, am I racist? This is a topic that makes all of us uncomfortable. But if you want to know more about these projects, you can look to earlier sessions of YouTube blogs. So I'm not going to take time now to go over that, but go to the website, go to YouTube, and you'll find a whole lot. I am proposing a unique approach to healing racism. Now, because we know from genetics and all the research they're doing that the environment can actually change your DNA. Think about inner city kids having to dodge bullets while they go to school. Eventually that is going to affect their DNA in a major way, but we don't care about that. When we look at the Global Kindness Revolution, what we're proposing is to take the revolution to a different dimension. The new physics indicates there are 11 simultaneous dimensions to reality at any given time. So what's happening right now, there's 10 other things going on too. And so my theory is we have to take this revolution of kindness to a vibrational or an energetic level. We are all energy bodies or vibrational bodies, each of us in a different color package. But beneath our skin, we are all the same. We're the same human beings, the same wishes for love and acceptance and room to become who we really could be. But in this country, as you know, the divide is wide. And the reason for that, the reason we can't really talk about race is because in our DNA, Black people remember slavery and who did what to whom, and it's still going on. White people remember slavery and who did what to whom, and white people are afraid of Black people's anger and retaliation. So we can't ever really talk our way out of this because it's in our DNA, which we can change with kindness at noon, every day, everywhere. So if we can sit, I use the example of each of us is a beautiful lamp, but it's not plugged in. If we can sit in a kindness circle, holding hands, connecting our energies through our very beings, we can begin to see that we are indeed all one. And it may change our views of others, people of different colors or cultures or whatever, once we can sit down and see them as human beings. And the vehicle for that is the kindness circle, where we link hands, and it's important to touch in a non-sexual way so we can turn our lamps on. It's like the electricity goes on when we connect as individuals of different backgrounds. And we connect in kindness. And as I say, you can still hate your neighbor, but you probably aren't going to hate them as much if you'll take the risk, come out of your comfort zone, and sit in a kindness circle. This is a great way for families to resolve conflicts, or co-workers, or any place where we find kindness is missing. So imagine a world in which everyone got a neck massage every day. There'd be no more war. Now I'd like to do a little visualization so that you can have an experience of what it might be like if you in fact were of a different race, culture, or whatever. So take the 5 cleansing breaths, prepare yourself, and imagine you've just been born. And if you're white, you've been born black. If you're black, you've been born white. What is your family like that you're born into? What kind of an education do you get? What kind of work do your parents if you have both of them, what kind of work do they do? What kind of opportunities do they have? What do they tell you about how to navigate in the world? When you're in school, what are your aspirations? Do you want to go on to higher education? Or are you moved to a different track by an ill-advised guidance teacher? When you finish school, if you do, if you're managed to dodge bullets and whatever, how is it when you finish school and you go to get a job? 1 out of every 3 black men will go to jail or have some kind of a criminal conviction on their record. That makes getting a job nearly impossible. So what kind of life do you have? What kind of work can you get? How are you going to support your family, if you have a family? Where are you going to go? What are your dreams? Can you accomplish your dreams in the skin you're in? Or do you need a different kind of a dream? As you get older, what is your life like? Do you get good health care? Do you have the stress diseases that so many people living in these conditions develop? And when you're ready to end, at the end of your life, what's it going to be like for you? Who's going to be there for you? And when you reflect back on your life, how would it have been different if you'd been born into different skin or a different gender? If you're a man, what would your life be like as a woman? If you're a woman, what would your life be like as a man? Think about it. Think about it a lot. Look at what you see coming in from the culture in terms of who shows up in advertisements. Are they all white people? Look at the policies that we've established through our government and the terrible policies that have caused things like Freddie Gray in Baltimore, who was lead poisoned from the paint, developed ADD from the lead exposure, couldn't function in school, couldn't get a job, ended up in one trouble after another, until finally he died in that police van. There are millions of Freddie Grays poisoned, living in a toxic community, in a country with toxic politicians. Imagine what it would be like for you in that situation. So the next time you see somebody and you start to think a racist thought or a stereotypical thought, check it. Just take a breath, say that's coming from my mean mind, I don't want to think this way anymore, and look to the humanity beneath the skin. Thank you, and tune in to the next one.